Before we start, please subscribe, like, comment, and turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime a new video is posted. The conference room fell silent the moment Lucas Hart raised his hand. He didn't need to shout. He never did. His voice was low, controlled, sharp as a scalpel. This is unacceptable. The investors shifted in their leather chairs. Outside the floor-to-ceiling windows, the city stretched below like a kingdom Lucas had conquered brick by brick. Inside, the air smelled of expensive cologne and fresh catastrophe. A coffee stain spread across the marble table. Dark. Wide. Still dripping onto the cream carpet. Lucas turned his gaze to the woman standing near the door. She wore a grey uniform, her hair tied back tight, her eyes fixed on the floor. Her hands trembled as she gripped the cleaning cart. "Do you understand what you've just done?" Lucas asked. The maid nodded once. Her voice barely reached him. "Yes, sir. I'm sorry." "Sorry doesn't fix this." Lucas gestured to the ruined presentation folders, the soaked documents. "This meeting was worth $20 million. Do you comprehend that number?" She nodded again. "Smaller this time." "Then comprehend this," Lucas continued, his tone colder now. "Mistakes like yours cost people their jobs. Their futures. I built this company from nothing, and I will not watch it crumble because someone can't perform a simple task." One of the investors cleared his throat. "Lucas, perhaps we should leave us." Lucas didn't look away from the maid. "I'll handle this." The room emptied in seconds. The maid stood frozen, shoulders tight, breathing shallow. Lucas stepped closer, and she flinched. "What's your name?" "Elena, sir." "How long have you worked here, Elena?" 3 weeks. Lucas exhaled slowly. 3 weeks. And already you've proven you don't belong here. He pointed to the door. "Clean this mess. Then report to HR. You're being reassigned. Night shift. Storage wing. You'll work where you can't damage anything important." Elena lifted her head just enough for Lucas to see her face. Pale. Tired. Eyes red-rimmed but dry. She didn't cry. She didn't argue. She just whispered, "Yes, sir," and began cleaning. Lucas turned and walked out. By the time he reached the elevator, he'd already forgotten her name. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. That night, Lucas stood in his penthouse, staring at the skyline. 50 floors up. Soundproof glass. A bed he barely slept in. He poured himself whiskey he didn't drink and checked emails he didn't care about. Success tasted like nothing. He told himself this was normal. That loneliness was the price of greatness. That emotional distance kept him sharp. But lately, the silence felt heavier. He thought about the maid. Elena. The way she stood there, absorbing every word like she'd been hit before and knew how to take it. Lucas shook his head. Weakness. Sentimentality. He couldn't afford either. He went to bed. He didn't sleep. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Elena Moore scrubbed the same spot on the marble floor 3 times before her supervisor told her to stop. "It's clean enough," the woman said. "Move on." Elena nodded and pushed her cart down the hallway. The storage wing was quieter than the main floors. No guests. No investors. Just boxes and old furniture and fluorescent lights that buzzed like dying insects. She preferred it. Here, no one watched her. No one judged. No one saw the ring on her finger and asked questions she didn't want to answer. Elena paused near a window and looked down at her hand. The iron band was thin, twisted unevenly, the green stone chipped and dull. It didn't shine. It never had. But she wore it anyway. Because once, a boy with bruised knuckles and empty pockets had given it to her and said, "When I'm rich, I'll come back. I'll marry you. I promise." She believed him then. She was 10 years old, living in a foster home that smelled like mold and regret. He was 12, angry at the world, but kind to her. He shared his food. He let her sleep near his corner when the nights got cold. He made her laugh when everything else made her cry. And then one day, a man in a suit came. Papers were signed. The boy left. He looked back once. Just once. Elena waited. For years, she waited. But he never came back. The ring stayed on her finger, not because she still believed, but because it reminded her of something important. Survival didn't require hope. It only required strength. Elena finished her shift at 3 a.m. and walked home through empty streets. She lived in a studio apartment with a broken heater and a window that didn't lock. She ate instant noodles. She showered in cold water. She survived. Just like she always had. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Lucas didn't think about Elena again until 3 days later. He was inspecting the executive floor when he saw her. She was cleaning his office, moving quietly, efficiently, like a ghost. He stood in the doorway and watched. She wiped down the desk, adjusted the chair, emptied the trash. Her movements were precise. Practiced. She didn't notice him. Then she reached for a stack of papers, and the light caught her hand. The ring. Lucas froze. Thin iron. Twisted metal. A green stone that looked like broken glass. His breath stopped. No. It couldn't be. Elena turned and saw him. She stepped back immediately. I'm sorry, sir. I'll finish quickly. Lucas didn't respond. He stared at her hand. Sir. Elena's voice wavered. Lucas blinked. Forced himself to move. That ring. Where did you get it? Elena's fingers curled into a fist. It's personal. I asked you a question. She hesitated. It was a gift. A long time ago. From who? Elena's jaw tightened. Someone who left. Lucas felt his chest constrict. He wanted to ask more, but the words stuck in his throat. Instead, he turned and walked out. Behind him, Elena exhaled shakily and returned to work. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. That night, Lucas sat in his office and stared at his hands. He remembered the foster home. The hunger. The cold. The girl with big eyes who always saved half her bread for him. Elena. He remembered the day he left. The way she stood at the window, small and fragile, watching the car drive away. He told himself he'd come back. But he didn't. The family who adopted him was wealthy. They renamed him. Educated him. Gave him everything except permission to look back. And Lucas chose to forget. Because remembering hurt too much. Now, 20 years later, the girl he abandoned was cleaning his floors. Lucas closed his eyes. He'd humiliated her. Broken her. And she didn't even recognize him. Or maybe she did. Maybe she just didn't care anymore. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The charity luncheon was supposed to be flawless. White tablecloths. Crystal glasses. A guest list worth billions. Lucas stood near the entrance, shaking hands, smiling the smile he'd perfected over decades. Everything was perfect. Until it wasn't. A woman's voice rang out across the ballroom. Excuse me. Someone stop her. Lucas turned. One of the guests, a socialite dripping in diamonds, was pointing at Elena. That maid just tried to steal my bracelet. Elena stood frozen, holding a tray of empty glasses. I didn't. I saw you looking at it, the woman snapped. And that cheap ring you're wearing? Probably stolen too. Security moved in. Elena stepped back, shaking her head. I didn't take anything. I swear. The socialite grabbed Elena's wrist. Then why are you wearing stolen jewelry? It's not stolen. Elena tried to pull away, but the woman's grip tightened. Prove it. Take it off. No. Take it off. The struggle lasted seconds. The ring slipped. It hit the marble floor with a sharp, metallic clink. Time slowed. Lucas pushed through the crowd just as the ring skittered across the floor and stopped at his feet. He looked down. Twisted iron. Chipped green stone. The ring he made from wire and broken glass when he was 12 years old. The ring he gave to a girl he promised to marry. The ring he forgot existed. Lucas knelt. The crowd murmured. He picked it up with trembling hands and stood. Elena stared at him. Her face was pale. Her eyes wide. Lucas looked at her, really looked, for the first time. The shape of her face. The scar on her chin from falling off the swing. The way she held herself like she expected the world to hit her. Elena. His voice cracked. It's you. Elena's breath hitched. Lucas turned to the crowd. Everyone out. Lucas, what? Out. The ballroom emptied in under a minute. Only Elena remained. Lucas held the ring between them. You kept it. Elena's hands shook. I didn't know it was you. You didn't recognize me. You're different. Your name. Your face. Everything. Her voice broke. You left. I know. You promised. I know. And you never came back. Lucas's throat burned. I'm sorry. Elena laughed bitterly. Tears streamed down her face. Sorry? You humiliated me 3 days ago. You didn't even remember me. I didn't know. Because you didn't want to know. Elena's voice rose. You built this perfect life and erased me from it. And now you're sorry. Lucas stepped forward. Elena. Don't. She held up a hand. Don't say my name like it means something. It does. It didn't 20 years ago. Lucas had no answer. Elena wiped her face. I didn't come here looking for you. I didn't even know you owned this place until today. I came here because I needed work. Because I've been surviving on my own since you left. And I'm still here. Still standing. Without you. Lucas's hands tightened around the ring. Then why did you keep it? Elena's face crumpled. Because I was stupid enough to believe you once. She turned to leave. Lucas's voice stopped her. I'll fix this. Elena looked back. How? I don't know. But I will. You can't fix the past, Lucas. Then I'll fix the future. Elena shook her head. I don't want your money. I don't want your guilt. I just want. She trailed off. What? Lucas whispered. What do you want? Elena met his eyes. I want to stop waiting for you. She walked out. Lucas stood alone in the empty ballroom, holding a ring made of wire and broken promises. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Elena didn't return to work. Lucas called her. Texted. Sent messages through HR. Nothing. He went to her apartment. She was gone. For 3 weeks, Lucas searched. He hired investigators. Checked hospitals. Shelters. Nothing. Until one of his assistants found a post on a community center's website. A new volunteer coordinator. Elena Moore. Lucas drove 6 hours to a coastal town he'd never heard of. The community center was small. Paint peeling. Roof sagging. Inside, children laughed. Elena stood in the middle of them, smiling. Lucas watched through the window. She looked different. Lighter. Free. He almost turned around. But then one of the kids saw him and shouted, "Who's that?" Elena looked up. Her smile faded. Lucas stepped inside. The children scattered. Elena crossed her arms. What are you doing here? I wanted to see you. You've seen me. Now leave. Elena. I meant what I said. I don't want your money. I don't want your apologies. I don't want. I'm not here to give you anything. Lucas's voice was steady. I'm here to stay. Elena blinked. What? I'm not leaving. Even if you tell me to go. Even if you hate me. Lucas stepped closer. I spent 20 years running from the past. I'm done running. Elena's eyes filled with tears. You can't just. I can. And I am. Lucas held out his hand. In his palm lay the iron ring. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't expect you to trust me. But I'm asking you to let me prove I'm not the boy who left anymore. Elena stared at the ring. At the man holding it. At the choice she never thought she'd have to make. Her fingers trembled as she reached out. And the door burst open. A police officer stepped in, face grim. Elena Moore. Elena turned, confused. Yes. You need to come with us. There's been an incident involving your foster mother. Elena's face went white. What kind of incident? She's accused you of theft. Says you stole money from her years ago. There's a warrant. Lucas stepped forward. That's impossible. Elena hasn't. Sir, step back. Elena's breath came in short gasps. I didn't steal anything. She's lying. She's always. We need you to come to the station. Lucas grabbed the officer's arm. I'm her lawyer. You're not taking her anywhere without. Lucas, stop. Elena's voice was hollow. She looked at him with eyes that had gone cold again. Distant. This is my life. Not yours. She turned to the officer. I'll come. Lucas watched, helpless, as they led her out. The children stared. The iron ring fell from Lucas's hand and rolled across the floor. He knelt, picked it up, and made a choice. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 3 hours later, Lucas sat across from Elena in the police station. She refused to look at him. I called my legal team, Lucas said quietly. They're handling everything. The charges are fabricated. Your foster mother has a history of. I know what she has a history of. Elena's voice was flat. I lived it. Then let me help. Why? Because I owe you. You owe me nothing, Lucas. Elena finally looked at him. You made a promise when we were kids. Kids don't keep promises. I stopped expecting you to a long time ago. I'm not asking you to expect anything. I'm asking you to let me stay. Elena laughed bitterly. You keep saying that. But staying isn't enough. Staying doesn't erase 20 years. It doesn't fix what you did. I know. Then why are you here? Lucas leaned forward. Because the only thing worse than leaving you once would be leaving you again. Elena's jaw clenched. Before she could respond, the door opened. A detective entered. Ms. Moore, you're free to go. The charges have been dropped. Elena stood slowly. Just like that. The detective glanced at Lucas. Your associate provided evidence that discredited the claims. You're clear. Elena walked out without a word. Lucas followed. Outside the station, under the glow of streetlights, Elena finally stopped. You didn't have to do that, she said. Yes, I did. Why? Lucas stepped closer. Because I spent 20 years becoming someone else. Someone cold. Someone who didn't need anyone. And I thought that made me strong. He paused. But seeing you again made me realize I've been weak this whole time. Because I never had the courage to face what I left behind. Elena's hands shook. And what do you think you're facing now? You. Lucas's voice cracked. And the fact that I don't deserve a second chance. But I'm asking for one anyway. Elena looked at the ring still on her finger. Then at the man in front of her. I don't know if I can trust you again, she whispered. I don't expect you to. Not yet. Then what do you expect? Lucas smiled sadly. Just a chance to prove that this time. I won't leave. Elena closed her eyes. The night air was cold. Somewhere in the distance, a car horn blared. When she opened her eyes again, Lucas was still there. Waiting. Just like she once waited for him. Elena took a breath. And then she said, asterisk asterisk asterisk. I don't know what happens next. Lucas nodded. Neither do I. But if you stay. Elena's voice trembled. You have to promise me something. Anything. Promise me you won't try to fix me. Or save me. Or turn me into someone I'm not. Lucas met her eyes. I promise. Elena stared at him for a long moment. Then she held out her hand. Not to give him the ring. But to let him hold it. Lucas took her hand carefully, like it might break. And for the first time in 20 years, Elena didn't pull away. I can't promise I'll forgive you, she said quietly. I know. And I can't promise this will work. I know. But I'm willing to try. One day at a time. Lucas exhaled. That's all I'm asking. Elena nodded slowly. Then she let go. I need time, Lucas. Real time. Not your money. Not your power. Just time. How much? I don't know. Maybe a lot. Maybe forever. Lucas smiled sadly. Then I'll wait. You've said that before. This time I mean it. Elena searched his face, looking for the boy she once knew. She wasn't sure if she found him. But she didn't walk away. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 2 weeks later, Elena stood outside the community center, watching children play. Lucas's car pulled up. He stepped out, holding a box. Elena raised an eyebrow. What's that? Supplies. For the center. Art materials. Books. Nothing extravagant. Elena crossed her arms. I told you I didn't want your money. It's not for you. It's for them. Lucas nodded toward the kids. Elena hesitated. Then she took the box. Thank you. Lucas nodded. Started to leave. Lucas. He turned. Elena held up her hand. The iron ring glinted in the sunlight. I'm still wearing it, she said. Lucas's throat tightened. I see that. But I'm not wearing it for you anymore. I'm wearing it for me. As a reminder that I survived. I understand. Do you? Lucas stepped closer. I understand that I broke something I can't fix. That I hurt you in ways I'll never fully comprehend. And that even if you never forgive me, I'll spend the rest of my life trying to be the person I should have been. Elena's eyes glistened. I'm not that scared little girl anymore, Lucas. I know. And you're not that boy. I know that too. Elena took a shaky breath. So where does that leave us? Lucas smiled sadly. Wherever you want it to. Elena looked at the children. At the center. At the life she'd built without him. Then she looked back at Lucas. I don't know what I want yet, she admitted. That's okay. Is it? Yes. Because for the first time, I'm not asking you to choose me. I'm asking for the chance to choose you. Every day. Whether you choose me back or not. Elena's vision blurred. She turned away before he could see her cry. I need more time, she whispered. I'll be here. You keep saying that. Because I mean it. Elena nodded without turning around. Lucas got in his car. He drove away. But this time, Elena watched until he was out of sight. And this time, she didn't feel abandoned. She felt something else. Something she couldn't name yet. Something that might, one day, feel like hope. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 1 month later, Elena received a letter. No return address. Just her name on the envelope. Inside was a single page. Dear Elena. I know you asked for time. I'm giving you that. But I wanted you to know something. I found the old foster home. It's been condemned for years. But I bought the property. I'm turning it into a place for kids like us. A real home. With people who care. I'm not doing this to impress you. I'm doing it because you taught me something I forgot. That the people we were matter. That the pain we carry doesn't have to define us. But we can't run from it either. If you ever want to see it, come find me. If not, I understand. I'll wait either way. Lucas. Elena read the letter 3 times. Then she folded it carefully. And put it in her pocket. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. That evening, Elena stood outside the ruins of the old foster home. Construction lights blazed. Workers moved like ants. The building was gutted, but the bones remained. Lucas stood in the center of it all, directing crews, checking blueprints. He looked up. Saw her. Froze. Elena walked through the gate, her heart pounding. Lucas set down his clipboard. Walked toward her. They stopped 3 feet apart. You came, Lucas said softly. I did. Why? Elena looked at the building. At the place where they'd both been broken. Because you were right, she said. We can't run from the past. But maybe, we don't have to let it destroy us either. Lucas's eyes shimmered. So what do we do? Elena took a deep breath. And for the first time, she took off the ring. Lucas's face went pale. Elena. She held it out to him. If you want me to believe you've changed, she said quietly, then prove it. Not with money. Not with buildings. But with this. Lucas stared at the ring. What do you want me to do with it? He whispered. Elena smiled through her tears. Make me a new one. One that doesn't carry all this pain. One that means something different. Lucas took the ring with shaking hands. And if I do? He asked. Elena met his eyes. Then maybe we start over. Not as the kids we were. But as the people we've become. Lucas nodded slowly. I can do that. Can you? I'll spend the rest of my life proving it. Elena searched his face. And for the first time in 20 years, she believed him. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 6 months later, the new children's home opened. Elena stood at the entrance, watching kids pour through the doors, laughing, running, alive. Lucas stood beside her. In his pocket was a ring he'd spent months designing. Not iron this time. But something stronger. Something that wouldn't break. He hadn't given it to her yet. He was waiting for the right moment. Or maybe he was just scared she'd say no. Elena glanced at him. You're quiet. Just thinking. About. Lucas smiled. About how far we've come. Elena nodded. We have, haven't we? Yes. They stood in comfortable silence. Then Elena held out her hand. What? Lucas asked. The ring, she said simply. I know you made it. I can see it in your pocket. Lucas's heart raced. I was waiting for. I don't need a perfect moment, Lucas. I just need to know if you still mean what you said. I do. Every word. Elena smiled. Then give it to me. Lucas pulled out the ring. It was simple. Elegant. A thin band of white gold with a small emerald, the same color as the stone from 20 years ago. He slipped it onto her finger. It fit perfectly. Elena stared at it. Then at him. This doesn't mean I've forgiven everything, she said softly. I know. And it doesn't mean we're guaranteed a happy ending. I know that too. But it means I'm willing to try. Really try. Lucas's voice cracked. That's all I've ever wanted. Elena took his hand. And together, they walked into the home they'd built, not from the ashes of their past, but from the fragile hope of their future. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. But as they crossed the threshold, Elena's phone buzzed. She pulled it out. A text from an unknown number. I know what he did to you. And I know what he's hiding. Meet me tonight if you want the truth. Someone who cares. Elena's blood went cold. Lucas noticed. What's wrong? Elena looked at the ring on her finger. Then at the message. Then at the man beside her. And she had to decide, right now, in this moment, whether the past was truly buried. Or if it was about to claw its way back to the surface. She looked at Lucas. Who else knows about our past? She asked quietly. Lucas frowned. No one. Why? Elena showed him the text. His face went white. Elena, I don't know who sent this, but. But what, Lucas? Her voice shook. What are you hiding? Nothing. I swear. Then who sent this? Lucas had no answer. Elena stared at the phone. At the ring. At the man who promised he wouldn't leave. And she made a choice. She turned off her phone. I'm not doing this, she said firmly. What? I'm not letting the past control me anymore. Whoever sent this, whoever wants to destroy what we're building, they don't get to win. Lucas exhaled shakily. You believe me? Elena looked him in the eyes. I'm choosing to. Lucas pulled her close. And for the first time, Elena let herself believe that maybe, just maybe, they could survive whatever came next. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. But as they stood there, neither of them saw the figure watching from across the street. A woman with dark hair and familiar eyes. She held a folder marked confidential. Inside were documents Lucas thought he'd buried forever. Proof of a lie he told to get adopted. Proof of a crime he committed to survive. Proof that the billionaire who rose from nothing had stepped on someone to get there. And that someone was about to make him pay. The woman smiled coldly. Then she disappeared into the shadows. Leaving only one question hanging in the air. How far would Lucas go to protect the life he built? And how much would Elena sacrifice when she learned the truth? Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The end.